Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and because I haven't done a pencil video in a long time, I wanted to go over some pencils in my collection, therefore my pencil cup video. It has one of pretty much every pencil in my collection. There are a few that are missing, but I'm just gonna go over the ones that I like. The ones in here are mostly the ones that I like. So I'm going to go over those. Let me just set the camera down so I can show you those one at a time. Alright, so the first one, I'm just going to pick randomly. Alright, this one is a Golden Sword High Class Pencil with Eraser. It's in B. And this I got at Daiso in a pack of 4 for $1.50. So these are pretty nice pencils. They have a pretty nice wood grain. You can get a pretty good point on them. They're B lead and B graphite, actually. And they have a pretty standard ferrule and eraser. So yeah, there you go. The second one is... Alright, this one has no name brand. It's just a Pokemon pencil that I got in a Pokemon set. It was okay, so I just put it in there. Alright, the next one is the Palomino HB. About 2 years ago, they recently brought these back. This is the orange version. It's an HB. And it has a gold ferrule and white eraser. And this is closer to like a B, 2B. And now I'm just going to go over the black wings that I have in here. I don't collect black wings that much. I really thought that I would get into the Blackwing volumes, but I don't know. I just didn't for some reason. We have the 602 here. So a lot of you guys are going to hate me that I didn't continue the volumes. I just got the one that I liked and just stuck with that. Palomino Blackwing 602. It's the classic. Well, not the original, but it's still a classic. And this has like a 2-3B lead. That's in like how I interpret it. Next, we have, this one's unsharpened. It's a Palomino Blackwing 56. I really like the design. It made me think of the old Eberhard Faber and Eagle brand pencils in the old days. Olden days, maybe. And it has that ferrule that a lot of the pencils back in that day had. So it just reminded me of a vintage variety. And yeah, it's pretty nice. I think it's Blackwing Pearl. I think it's closer to the Pearl. I'm not completely sure, but I think that's how close it is. Then we have the Blackwing itself, the original. Well, this is a newer version, as you can tell. I wasn't in time to get the old one, so I had to get the new one without the gold band on it, and it has a different logo now, but it's still a really nice pencil. They didn't change really anything about it except for the design. And then we have the Blackwing Pearl. I like this pencil. It's okay. A lot of people love it a lot. I'm not honestly a big fan of it. It's pretty nice, but I don't know. This is probably my least favorite out of the Blackwings, unless this is a really big point here. If you switch the original Blackwing eraser with this one, then it becomes an all-white pearl, and that makes it look cooler. So that's a little tip on your Blackwings if you want to do that. To me, it makes it look cool. So. And now we got this one, which I liked. I got it at like a Japanese store. It has a bunch of animals on it. I think it's Rikuma. if you know what that is. I don't think it has a grade on it, but it is a really nice pencil, so I have that. Okay, next we have a fond favorite, a Field Notes pencil. I got these with some of the notebooks that I ordered quite a while ago. It's bonded lead number 2. It has that kind of cool silver plastic ferrule, or it's probably metal actually, and it has a green eraser, and it's round and has a natural wood finish. And then we have one that I got in Canada a few years back. It's the Studio Graphite HB number 2. And it's a pretty nice pencil. I like how it writes. I like the design. The lacquer is really nice. And the printing is as well. The only complaint I have about it, though, is that the ferrule tends to come off. So that's one thing that I really, really dislike about pencils, when they have a very loose on ferrule, if they do have one. Oh yes, this next one is really nice. I don't have the original version of this, but this is the Nutraj 621 Trio. There's the 621 regular one. Sorry, my hand's kind of shaking. But this is an Indian pencil brand. And I have some more pencils from this brand, or maybe I do. I don't completely remember, but I have some more Indian pencils. So this one's triangular, based on the name Trio, and there you go, it is. So there you go. The next one caught my interest because it was a Staedtler pencil. Sorry about that. It was a Staedtler pencil, except it was just a regular yellow pencil, and it kind of gave me a little suspicion. I was kind of wondering, why did they just make a regular pencil? I don't know. I mean, there's probably as many reasons why they did. It just seems odd to me. But yeah, I have a box of these. I'm kind of running out of them. This is still the factory sharpening, and it's pretty nice. It's mostly close to the Staedtler Norris, which I actually do have in here. So those are pretty nice. This one claims to be the first yellow pencil. It's a Koh-i-Noor Hardtmuth 1500 in 2B. It claimed, like I said, to be the first yellow pencil to ever exist, and this also claims to be vintage, although it doesn't look that vintage. And it still has the factory sharpening on it as well. Next one is one that I've been trying to get my hands on. Well, this was months ago, but months ago I was trying to get my hands on it, and I finally did. This pencil is probably my favorite pencil ever, just because it has really soft lead, and I just love the fun colors. This is the Stabilo Pencil 160 with the eraser and ferrule, in HB. Pencil 160, yeah, that's what it's called. And they have different, it's from the Czech Republic, and they have different, colors. Like, one of them is, like, a different color than the eraser, sorry. But, yeah, these are really nice pencils, so that's one of my favorites. Alright, another Stabilo pencil that I have, that I got 36 of, because I was interested in it when I got it. This is the Stabilo Green Graph 6004 HB equals 2.5. So that's pretty cool. These only come in one color. It has a green and white striped body with a gold ferrule and a white eraser. And this is still factory sharpening. This one I also have a pack of, although these don't sharpen too well. Like, that is pretty bad. But I haven't sharpened it in a while. That probably is why. But it has some really nice lacquer and really nice printing. And the ferrules are nice and tight on there. So this is the Mitsubishi 9850 in HB. Don't confuse this with the car company. It's a pencil brand. I don't know if they're the same. They kind of look the same, to be honest. But yeah, it says smooth writing pencil for office use. I thought that was kind of extra, kind of weird and cool at the same time. This one you guys probably all have had in elementary school. It's the Dixon Ticonderoga, but this is different than the other one. This one has a little bit different ferrule. It's a newer version that I actually prefer quite a lot more. Yeah, and it has a lighter barrel to it. So, yeah, it's okay. I'm not a big fan of the Ticonderoga pencils, but there are a few that I like. This one I kind of like. It's the Ticonderoga Black. It's pretty nice. Not too great, actually. You can get this pretty much at any grocery store, actually, and any other store like that. And probably any office supply or art store or something like that. So, it's obviously black with black eraser. Then we have one of the first pencils that got me into pencils. Well, it's one of the first modern pencils that I've got that got me into it. This is the Staedtler Norica HB number 2. So this is a really nice pencil. I've had these forever. I've had these like since 2015, 2016 maybe. Probably like 2014 or 2015. So there you go. The next one we have, my uncle went to CW Pencil Enterprise online. Well, you know what I mean by that. But he bought a bunch of pencils for me, and he gave them to me a while ago on my birthday, and one of them was this Test Scoring 100 Musgrave Pencil Co. Company, and this has really stark edges. I don't know if you can tell, but it has a silver body and a regular ferrule and eraser, I guess you could say. This pencil is very, very smooth. You'll need to sharpen it pretty quickly. I've noticed, and a lot of people have said that about this pencil, but it's still pretty good. Now, this is the only pencil from a hotel that I think really did justice. Of course, Blackwing made pencils for hotels, but I really never got a chance to own those or get any. This is the one that I like, and it has a kind of creative design. This part is where the end is. It says let's get sketchy, and the other side says let's make a mistake, and it's at the Arrive hotels. Man, there's something wrong with me. And it has a more stark edges, and it's blue, and has a regular ferrule, I guess you could say, and then a white eraser. Then we have the pencil that is very, very cheap. I don't really like this one all that much. This is basically my least favorited pencil of the ones that I can still use. Like, I don't really like this at all, but I still keep it in the jar just because I can tolerate writing with it. And this is the Walgreens brand pencil. Wexford. It's soft. But honestly, it really isn't soft at all. So, there you go. And then we have two different pencils, but they're the same brand and pencil, except they have different colors. They're the Golden Bear HB. I got 6 packs of these. My mom accidentally ordered a whole bunch of these, so now I have a ton. But I really like the design on these. This is one of my favorite design pencils. This one also kind of has stark edges, too. Now, this isn't an HB graphite pencil. It is actually a coloring pencil, but it still is pretty soft. I consider it as a pencil for writing, so... Because you can use this for writing. It's a Ticonderoga erasable. And also I considered it because it had a ferrule and eraser. Carmine Red. 425T. Then we have one that I also got in Canada. And this is one of those, like, Bic Evolution type pencils where it's made out of plastic and the wood is dyed, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's Staedtler 172 HB. I thought these were actually the all graphite ones, but when I got closer, it actually wasn't, which is kind of disappointing, to be honest. This one I got at a Japanese market called Owajimaya. They have one in Seattle, and they have one in Renton. This is the Made in Japan, highest quality camel, HB, and the difference about this one, there's no ferrule, it's just an eraser. That's like how back in the very day when pencils first came, they just didn't have a ferrule, they just had an eraser just put on there, so that's how that was. It was essentially trying to not mimic, but try to like show the same design. And then this I got during school. I got this pack the day before we went to the trip to Montreal with my grandparents. This is the Bic Evolution HB2 France, and this is the student grade pencil. That's what it said on the package at least. So that's pretty cool. And then we actually have the Bic Evolution. This one is years old, but it's a Bic 2HB France, and this has the plastic ferrule and eraser. I have a whole pack of these, except they're striped. They're different. They're a whole unopened pack of them. Alright, we're about halfway through. We have the Staedtler Tradition in 3B. It's kind of odd that it's 3B, but the front of it's kind of misused. But it's a Staedtler Tradition. It's a classic. It's awesome. And I don't really have much more to say about it. It's just a really good pencil. And then we have the Helix brand pencil. This is the drawing pencil. Although I will use this for writing. It's a 4B. And I got this actually at Goodwill. It was a name brand set. It was unused, but it was at Goodwill, and it was Helix brand. So those were okay. They're actually not that great. Sorry about that, guys. Of a pencil. This I got fairly recently. It's a little bit thicker than a normal pencil, but this is a Germany Faber-Castell Aquarelle, which is watercolor pencil. So if you put this down on paper and you brush it with a water-filled brush, and it basically moves around the paper. Well, if you use your brush, obviously. It's in 4B, so that's pretty cool. Next, we have another one that I got at Daiso. It's the Basic 2B pencil, Basic. Yeah, this one I actually knew about before I even collected pencils, really. Maybe not, but... And then we have the really only good pencil that Dollar Tree makes. It's a drawing pencil that Dollar Tree makes, and it's pretty good. It's pretty basic. It basically just has a black body, and it says the grade on it. This is HB, and it's a drawing pencil. Next, we have one that I really, really like. It's from Cedo Pencil Enterprise.